Hey everybody, and welcome back. What a great weekend of college football we are about to have. According to the AP, there will be 5 ranked matchups. Penn State at Michigan, Alabama at Tennessee, Oklahoma State at TCU, North Carolina State at Syracuse, and Mississippi State at Kentucky. And you also have Clemson at Florida State, and Kansas is at Oklahoma, and some other interesting games. But today, I'm going to be talking about the Michigan Wolverines. They have Penn State coming into Ann Arbor this Saturday. It is big noon kickoff again. And Michigan leads the series 15-10, including a victory last year in Happy Valley where Michigan beat Penn State 21-17. So it was a close game in Michigan's championship year last season. Penn State is 5-0. They're averaging 34 points per game and 15 given up. They're gaining 444 yards offensively. They're allowing 342 yards defensively. They're only converting on third downs 34% of the time, and they're giving up 31% on defense. They have wins at Purdue, Ohio at home, at Auburn, which was a big win, CMU, and Northwestern. And Michigan, on the other hand, is 6-0, 43 points per game, 11 points per game given up, 459 yards per game, 247 given up defensively, 45% on third down conversions, and 31% defensively. It's gonna be a battle. Sean Clifford comes into the game 85 of 137 attempts. That is good for 62%, and he has 1,030 yards, which is 206 yards per game. He has 9 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. J.J. McCarthy comes in the game 94 of 120 for 78% completion percentage, 1,152 yards on the season, which is good enough for 192 yards per game. He has 9 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. Both are mobile in the pocket, and it'll be an interesting quarterback battle. Running backs for Penn State, they have Nicholas Singleton, who has 63 attempts for 463 yards, which is 7.3 yards per carry, and he has 5 touchdowns. Backing him up is Katron Allen, 57 attempts for 303 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, we have Blake Corum for Michigan, 118 attempts, 735 yards, 6.2 yards per carry, and 11 touchdowns. And Donovan Edwards has 27 attempts for 134 yards. That's 5 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Wide receivers, receivers and tight ends for Penn State, I could find 3 with some pretty good stats. Parker Washington is a wide receiver. He's had 20 receptions for 285 yards, which is 14.3 yards per reception, and he has no touchdowns. Tight end Brenton Strange has 15 receptions for 231 yards, which is 15.4 yards per reception, and 4 touchdowns. And Mitchell Tinsley, another wide receiver, has 19 receptions for 225 yards, which is 11.8 yards per reception, and he has 3 touchdowns. Now for Michigan, you have Ronnie Bell, who's leading the team with 30 receptions and 390 yards, which is 13 yards per reception, and he has 1 touchdown. Tight end Luke Schoonmaker has 23 receptions for 229 yards and 10 yards per reception, and 2 touchdowns. Roman Wilson, wide receiver, 12 receptions for 224 yards, which is 18.7 yards per reception, and 3 touchdowns. And then you have Cornelius Johnson, another wide receiver with 12 receptions for 182 yards, which is good enough for 15.2 yards per reception and 3 touchdowns. Now, Michigan on defense really doesn't have anybody that is a stat stuffer. Like I said in previous weeks, they're a team. They swarm. Not a lot of. I think Junior Colson finally has 40-some tackles in the middle there. But other than that, it's spread out. On Penn State's defense, they have Jair Brown, who has 25 tackles. He leads the team in tackles, and he's the safety, one of the safeties. The top sacker on the team is Johnny Dixon with 2, and he's a cornerback. So I guess they're not getting a whole lot of pressure with their defensive front. John Sutherland, a linebacker, has a sack. Curtis Jacobs, another linebacker, has a sack, and they have 2 DNs with 1 sack each. That is Nick Tarburton and Adisa Isaac. So I think Blake Corum in this running game will be able to do just about what they want to. Depends on if Penn State decides to load the box or not, like Indiana and Iowa was doing the past couple of games. And if that's the case, then we need to see more play action. We need to unleash J.J. McCarthy, allow him to be the playmaker that he is, and I think that's coming this week. I really do. We saw it in the second half against Indiana last week. They took the handcuffs off and let him move that offense down the field. He had a 98-yard drive for a touchdown. He's more than capable of doing just that. It's going to be a close game for a while. I think Michigan pulls away in the end. I can see like a 38 to a 27 type game. Michigan's defense is a little lackluster through the air. Will Michigan's defensive line get through to Sean Clifford and sack him? They were pretty good in the second half versus Indiana. Let's see if they can continue that. But I'm guessing that Penn State is ready for that. There will be some screens probably and some bubbles. Get it outside to your playmakers. And they'll probably take some shots down the field. So, Michigan is, since Big Ten play, they're not scoring as much as they were, obviously, versus the 3 teams that they started with in the non-conference, and that's to be expected. But I do think it's going to be one of their better offensive performances. So there you have it. Big noon kickoff on Fox, and a giant game between 2 top 10 teams. And go blue. It's going to be interesting. That's it for my preview this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to hit the like button, share it with others, and subscribe if you have not. Thank you to those who have subscribed. And remember to have a great day. Thank you, everybody.